Welcome, my dearest students. To fight with COVID 19, stay home, stay safe. In this video lecture, we are going to learn Science Biology part, Chapter 2 Components of Food. Before I start this chapter, I recite one poem for you. I hope you will like this. You understand this poem and you make to others also. Topic of the poem is अन्न का आदर। इतना ही लो थाली में, व्यर्थ न जाए नाली में, व्यर्थ न जाए नाली में। अन्न को भगवान का माने और अपनी जान जाने, अन्न का एक कण कहीं भी जूठा न जाए नाली में, व्यर्थ न जाए नाली में, व्यर्थ न जाए नाली में। वक्त की ताकत बड़ी है, वक्त की ताकत बड़ी है, कल भरी अब रिक्त पड़ी है। अन्न का अपमान जहाँ जहाँ, वहाँ थाली है तंगहाली में, व्यर्थ न जाए नाली में, व्यर्थ न जाए नाली में। अन्न दान है सबसे ऊपर, यही दान है पुण्य धरा पर। दे किसी को खुशी खुशी हम, जूठा न जाए निकाली में, व्यर्थ न जाए नाली में, व्यर्थ न जाए नाली में। सादा जीवन उच्च विचार, बात पते की करे प्रचार। जूठा न छोड़े खाने को हम, नस्वर अवन हवेली में, व्यर्थ न जाए नाली में, व्यर्थ न जाए नाली में। आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आपने इस मेरी कविता को ध्यानपूर्वक सुना। Let's come to our chapter topic, components of food. Food is essential for all animals, including human beings. The food that we eat contains different components. Let us learn more about the various components of food and their importance. Components of food. Food is made up of different components called nutrients. I repeat, define. Food is made up of different components called nutrients. There are 6 main components present in food: carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, roughage or dietary fiber. Let us learn first components, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are the major source of energy for our body. Carbohydrates are of two types, sugar and starch. I repeat, sugar and starch, two types of carbohydrates. Sugar. Sugar is also called simple carbohydrate. Fruits, honey and table sugar are sources of sugar. Starch. Starch is also called complex carbohydrate. Rice, wheat, corn, potato and bread are sources of starch. Now let's learn another components, fats. The main function of fat is to provide additional energy and keep us warm. They are of two types, saturated and unsaturated. I repeat, they are of two types, saturated and unsaturated. Saturated fats are normally solid at room temperature. Example, butter and ghee. Whereas unsaturated fats are mostly liquid at room temperature. Example, vegetable oil. Now let's learn more about fat through an activity. Aim: to test the food sample for the presence of fat. Materials require: food sample, clean white paper, and a source of light. Method: rub some crushed pieces of food on a plain white paper. Let it dry. Now hold the paper against a source of light and look through the spot. What are you observing? The spot on white paper formed by rubbing the food pieces is oily and light is visible through it. This means fat is present in the food. Repeat this experiment with cooking oil and dry foods. Now let's learn another main components: proteins. Proteins are needed by our body for muscle building and repairing worn out tissues. Our muscles, organs, and even blood are made up of mostly proteins. If we do not eat proteins, our body will not able to repair damaged cell or build new ones. Proteins in our diet comes from both animal sources and plant sources. Meat, fish, egg, and milk are animal sources of proteins. Pulses, soya beans, grams, and nuts are plant sources of proteins. Now let's go more ahead. Vitamins. Vitamins are the nutrients required by the body for the normal growth and for maintaining good health. Vitamins are needed for the proper functioning of our body. They help in keeping our eyes, bones, teeth, and germs healthy. There are 13 vitamins, each of which has a specific function. They are of two types: fat soluble vitamins and water soluble vitamins. I repeat, fat soluble and water soluble. Fat soluble vitamins. Vitamins A, D, E, and K are fat soluble vitamins. These are stored in the fat tissues of our body and are used only when the body needs them. Our body prepares vitamin D in the presence of sunlight. Water soluble vitamins: vitamin B1, B2, B3, B12, and folic acid, together known as vitamin B complex, and vitamin C are water soluble vitamins. Water soluble vitamins are not stored in the body. These need to be regularly supplied through food items such as citrus food, spinach, and green leafy vegetables. Lack of vitamins in the body can cause deficiency disease. Vitamins are found in carrots, green leafy vegetables, meat, and eggs. Vitamin C is sensitive to heat and light. Therefore, food rich in vitamin C should not be cooked but eaten raw. Now let's go more ahead. Minerals. Just like vitamins, minerals also help our body to stay healthy. Minerals perform important functions such as formation of bones, teeth, and blood cells. and help in maintaining a normal heartbeat. I repeat, minerals perform important functions such as formation of bones, teeth, and blood cells and help in maintaining a normal heartbeat. There are around 16 essential minerals. Minerals are of two types, macrominerals and microminerals. I repeat, there are two types of minerals, macrominerals and microminerals. Macrominerals are needed by the body in larger amounts as compared to microminerals. Calcium, magnesium, sodium, and potassium are example of macrominerals. I repeat, calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium are macrominerals. Microminerals are needed by the body in very small amounts. I repeat, microminerals are needed by the body in very small amounts. Iron, zinc, copper, and iodine are example of microminerals. Food rich in minerals are spinach, milk, rajma, curd, chicken, methi leaves. These all are foods rich in minerals. Now let's learn a very important components, roughage or dietary fiber. The portion of the plant food that remain undigested and do not provide any nutrients to our body but provide bulk to our food is called roughage or dietary fibers. I repeat the define again. The portion of the plant food that remain undigested and do not provide any nutrients to our body but provide bulk to our food is called roughage or dietary fiber. However, roughage helps in maintaining a healthy digestive system. Dietary fibers or roughage is of two types, soluble and insoluble. I repeat, roughage is of two types, soluble and insoluble. Soluble fibers are soluble in water, whereas insoluble fibers are not. Apple, strawberry, peach, and rice are examples of food items rich in soluble fibers. Whole grains, carrots, cabbage, turnip, and cauliflower are examples of food items rich in insoluble fibers. Lack of insoluble fibers in the diet causes the stool to become hard and difficult to pass. This condition is called constipation. I repeat, lack of insoluble fibers in the diet causes the stool to become hard and difficult to pass. This condition is called constipation. Now let's learn about a very special components, water. Almost 70% of our body weight is water. Water is needed by our body for good health. Although water provides no energy, It is vital for good health. For proper functioning of our body, we need the right amount of water. I repeat, for proper functioning of our body, we need the right amount of water. Do you know in what ways water is useful? In so many ways. It helps to transport substances inside our body. It helps to our body to absorb nutrients from food. I repeat, it helps our body to absorb nutrients from food. It helps to regulate our body temperature. I repeat, it helps to regulate our body temperature. It is needed for various chemical reactions such as digestion and excretion, which take place inside our body. I repeat, it is needed for various chemical reactions such as digestion and excretion, which take place inside our body. We get water not only from the liquids we drink but also from the food we eat. Milk, fruits, vegetables, and juices are good sources of water. We need to drink at least 2 to 3 liters of water per day to keep healthy. Excess loss of water from our body leads to dehydration. Let's recall our topics, what we learned. Questions. Fill in the blanks with the correct words. 1. There are 5 different types of tastes found in food. Yes, are you thinking correct? Nutrients. Dash and dash are 2 types of carbohydrates. Yes, sugar and starch, 2 types of carbohydrates. Vitamin E is Planck soluble. As you know, vitamin A, D, E and K are fat soluble. Dash help in regulating the heartbeat. Vitamins or minerals? The correct answer is minerals. Loss of dash causes dehydration. Yes, you are thinking correct. Loss of water causes dehydration. Now let's learn about another main components, balanced diet. Food provides us the energy to do work. It also provides us raw materials for the growth and repair of body parts. It also helps to maintain good health and fight disease. A diet that contains adequate amount of different nutrients in the right proportion along with roughage and water required for the healthy functioning of our body is called a balanced diet. I repeat again, a diet that contains adequate amount of different nutrients in the right proportion along with roughage and water required for the healthy functioning of our body is called a balanced diet. A balanced diet must include food items from the following 4 food groups: milk groups, meat groups, fruits and vegetables group, and last grain groups. Milk groups includes milk and milk products like milk, cheese, paneer. Meat groups includes meat and meat substitutes like eggs, chicken, mutton and fish. Fruits and vegetables group includes all the food and vegetables varieties. For example, bottle gourd, beetroot, turnip, spinach and mango. Grains group include breads and cereals also. For example, wheat, rice, bajra, jowar, maize, gram, kidney beans and pulses. So these are the four food groups. Now let's go more about in this chapter. Topic is deficiency disease. Lack of carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins or minerals in the diet can cause disease. Now what is deficiency disease? Disease that are caused due to the lack of nutrients in the diet over a long period of time are called deficiency disease. I repeat again, define. Disease that are caused due to the lack of nutrients in the diet over a long period of time are called deficiency disease. Deficiency of carbohydrates and proteins. Carbohydrates are the main energy sources. Lack of carbohydrates in the diet results in the lack of energy and stamina. A laborer who does hard manual work needs more carbohydrate in his diet than a person who does his work sitting in his office. Deficiency disease cannot be transmitted from one person to another. Deficiency of proteins leads to a disease called kwashiorkor. Deficiency of proteins along with carbohydrate deficiency is called protein energy malnutrition. I repeat again, deficiency of proteins along with carbohydrate deficiency is called protein energy malnutrition, PEM. It leads to a marasmus. A child suffering from kwashiorkor has some or all of the following symptoms: large pot like belly, stunt growth, skin disease, mental disease and diarrhea. Deficiency of vitamins. A disease caused due to the deficiency of different vitamins in the diet are given in this figure. For example, lack of vitamin A can cause night blindness. Lack of vitamin B1 can cause beriberi. Lack of vitamin B2 can cause skin disorders. Lack of vitamin B12 can cause anemia. Lack of vitamin C can cause scurvy. Lack of vitamin D in our diet can cause rickets. And lack of vitamin K can cause hemorrhage, means excessive bleeding. Some vitamins are very sensitive to heat and light. Some vitamins are very sensitive to heat and light. For example, vitamin C is easily destroyed during cooking. Therefore, vitamin C rich food items should be eaten raw. Deficiency of minerals. Minerals also assist in certain chemical reaction in the body. Cooking does not destroy them. The disease caused due to the deficiency of different minerals are given in this figure. For example, lack of calcium can cause osteoporosis in the adults and rickets in children. Lack of phosphorus can cause rickets in children. Lack of iron can cause anemia. Lack of iodine in our diet can cause goiter. Some other minerals are like sodium and potassium. Lack of in our diet can cause body and muscle weakness like paralysis also. Magnesium. Lack of magnesium in our diet can cause weak muscles and nerves. Here you are seeing in this figure clearly the minerals: calcium, phosphorus, iron, iodine, sodium and potassium and magnesium. In front of them it is written deficiency disease and symptoms of that deficiency disease. Now let's learn last topic of this chapter, deficiency of water. Water is very essential for the proper functioning of our body. Excess loss of water from the body leads to a condition called dehydration. Dehydration causes loss of salt and leads to a weakness in our body. Oral rehydrating solution ORS can be given to the patient to recover from dehydration. It is available free of cost at primary health center. It can also be made at home by mixing 6 teaspoons of sugar and a half teaspoon of salt in 1 liter of clean drinking water. I again repeat, define: excess loss of water from the body leads to a condition called dehydration. Let's summarize the topics what we have learned. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals and dietary fiber are the main components of food. There are main 5 components of food. Carbohydrates and fat provide energy to the body. Carbohydrates and fats provide energy to the body. Proteins are needed for muscle building and for repairing worn out tissues. Proteins are needed for muscle building and for repairing worn out tissues. Vitamins and minerals are needed for the normal functioning of our body. Vitamins and minerals are needed for the normal functioning of our body. Deficiency of vitamins can cause night blindness, beriberi, anemia, scurvy and rickets. I repeat again, deficiency of vitamins can cause night blindness, beriberi, anemia, scurvy and rickets. Deficiency of minerals can cause osteoporosis, rickets, anemia and goiter. Deficiency of minerals can cause osteoporosis, rickets, anemia and goiter. Deficiency of water can cause dehydration. Our chapter's last topic we have learned right now only. I repeat again, deficiency of water can cause dehydration.